Hello everyone! Welcome back to Drawn by Annie channel. This is me, Annie, and I will be drawing for you today. Grab your tea, coffee and snacks and let's dive into today's video. Today I'm working on a part 2 of Utau Hoshina style study that I've started in my last video, so if you haven't seen part 1, go check it out on my channel. Studying Shugo Chara art style has actually taught me quite a few things. I've got to try a hairstyle that I don't usually draw on my characters, which are double ponytails. And I also rarely draw a simple colored outfit on a character, especially in a dark color, so that's another thing. And I've also got to draw a character in their villain area, because I tend to draw characters that are, let's say, on a good side. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity to practice like an evil character. But let's start with one thing at a time. And the first step would be to place the base color on my prepared sketch. And of course, I'm using the same color palette as I used in part 1. And I'm generally applying it in the same order and same technique. So I'm placing the base color first and then working gradually on my layers, putting more different tints and shades on top of each other to increase the volume of the picture. Adding some pinks and purples to the skin so the character actually looks alive, not like a doll. Placing some shades here and there on her hair, trying to emphasize the volume of her ponytails. Then comes my favorite part, playing around with colors on the pupils. I decided I would add some quirk to her eyes, so instead of normal pupils, I made her pupils in a heart shape, because this anime has some superficial powers, you know, and I think that would be very suitable if she would have some sort of eye-catching detail in her eyes. A little spoiler for those of you who doesn't know, Utau's singing can hypnotize kids that are listening to her singing live and take out their hopes and dreams and put a cross on them. Long story short, in every kid there is an egg of their soul that holds the potential on who they can become in the future when they grow up. So basically their dream persona, you know? And that sometimes these eggs of souls are coming out of the soul and giving a birth to this persona character, and a kid can actually get united with this little Shugo Chara and use their potential dream persona like right now without the work being done, and that gives like a superficial powers to the user sort of thing. That's very roughly and shortly, you know. If you want to know more about it, you better go watch the Shugo Chara show or read the manga. So anyway, Utau has a special power that when she is singing, and everybody who can hear her singing that are not quite confident in their dreams, they instantly give up those dreams and they become like soulless dolls, you know, they look depressed and empty and stuff. And she's collecting those eggs for the company that she works for. So yeah, that was actually the moment in the anime when she revealed that she was the one behind those collections, because the main character was actually wondering like, why is this happening? What can I do to help these kids and everything? And she has the power to actually cleanse those eggs. So yeah, if you're interested in me drawing a protagonist Hinamori Amu, let me down in the comments and I will consider doing it. Or maybe there is another character that you'd like me to draw. You can also leave that down in the comment, by the way. Anyway, back to what I was saying actually. Oftentimes when I have more context about the character, especially when I'm doing this style study, I am using such context to add some details that I think would be suitable to that. So in this case, Utau's hypnotizing and her demonic little character that she gets united with gave me the idea to actually give her eyes more detailed look, like she is like a devil who is hypnotizing others, and that would be very cool in my opinion if the anime originally had something like this, like when Utau uses her hypnotizing powers that her eyes become a different shape. That's something small, but I think that adds to the character detailization. Also, I really enjoyed working on her goth outfit. I rarely draw dark outfits, in general. And it was a really good practice for me because I had to carefully choose the tint of the dark color that I have, because I have quite a lot of them. But the challenge was actually not to choose too dark, because I need to have an even darker color for the volume and the shading. So the base color should be dark enough to show that it's a black dress, but like still have some space for the shading and showing the volume of the clothing and everything. For me, that's actually the hardest part when working with a dark colored outfits and dark color palettes in general, because there's very little space for the color variety. If you have any tips on how to work well with the dark color palette, you can leave them down in the comments. I would really appreciate it, because I'm always looking for ways to improve my art skills. So when I'm done placing all the base coloring, I'm working gradually on the layers and shading and highlights, usually by taking a darker colors, but sometimes taking slightly different tints, because when they mix up with the base color, they also give a nice soft shade, or a transition between a half shade and a full shade. It really depends on the art style and how contrast the surroundings around the characters are. In style studying, I usually keep it really straightforward in terms of like light source, and I also rarely do any background because I'm concentrating on studying another thing. Unless the environment is part of the art style, then I would have to keep in mind also that. But so far I haven't come across an art style that I would want to study that would have an environment as a part of the art style. So I don't know, I don't have any case to share with you as for now. But what I do have to mention is, remember how I talked about the character's ability to unite with their Shugo Charas, or like those little persona characters that they have from eggs? Basically, when they do a half of transformation, or what it's called character change, which basically is a partial transformation, that gives like a half of the powers of this little persona character and also some distinguishing feature. And in Utau's case, when she is character changing with her devil persona, she gets the little devil wings. And if you look closely, I have put the base color on those, but I haven't put any shading. And there's actually a reason for that, because they actually are not real, so normal people wouldn't be able to see neither characters, little chibi Shugo Charas, nor whatever they are making with the kid. So with a partial transformation, she gets the wings, but nobody can actually see them, so they are not real, or at least they're not physically touchable, if that makes sense. So in my opinion, those kind of things would not cast shadows, and hence that's why I didn't make any shading on those wings. That's what I mean when I mention that the context matters, and how the context can actually influence on how the artwork is done or rendered, or explaining the details made in one way or the other. So yeah, when I'm doing my research, or when I'm trying to look for some details on the artwork that I'm studying, I'm actually asking myself a lot of questions like that. Like, why is that? Why is this done in this specific way? Why is the color chosen for this element? And why is this element even present? I can be very deep and thorough when doing this, so oftentimes I'm finding some hidden details or explaining things in such a way that are very subtle. And yet sometimes I fail to see a very obvious things that are quite on the surface. I guess my way of thinking is really weird. But I don't care, honestly. That's probably one of the things that makes me, and also makes my art. So today's wisdom of the day is be yourself and embrace your differences. They all make us unique and beautiful. And while I was yapping here, I'm actually done doing the coloring and the line work. The line work I did exactly the same way as I mentioned in the first part of this video. I have demonstrated how the line thickness and line weight can actually affect the overall mood and completeness of the artwork. So if you haven't seen part 1, I suggest you go and check it out, because a lot of techniques and applications are mentioned and explained in the part 1. And here I'm doing exactly the same, and the only difference is the art style itself, so the shapes are a little bit different and proportions. That's pretty much it. I really hope you liked this video and found it useful. As for me, I enjoyed working on this Utau style study a lot. Let me know down in the comments if you have watched Shugo Chara or read the manga, and who is your favorite character if you did, or perhaps you made your own persona character. I would also love to hear about that, because I did one for myself. If you like my work and you want to support me and my channel, you can leave a like, write a comment, subscribe to this channel, and check out my other social media profiles. They are linked down in the description. And as for now, I am saying my farewells, wishing you a fantastic day ahead, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye!